What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video where we're going to talk about that gun that got found in the PTS. So if you don't want any spoilers to potential rewards or potential guns that are coming our way that we might not know about yet, tune out, save the video for next time, but also like, share, comment and subscribe so that you get all of my next videos as well. With all that said though, let's get into that spoilerific section of the video. Right, so I'm sat in the range right now. The PTS has gone, but I got all the data I needed with the Huntsman, the brand new named FAMAS. Not, I was going to say exotic AR, but it's not. It's a named AR. It's a FAMAS. It had all the same stats as a regular FAMAS, but it came with Perfect Frenzy. Now, Perfect Frenzy has been exclusively with assault rifles. The Sleipner, for example, has always owned Perfect Frenzy, but it looks like it's coming to a FAMAS near you, potentially with the Battle of Brooklyn DLC. It was available to buy from Cassie in the PTS. And really, it felt good. It was pretty good. Obviously, it's a certain type of playstyle. You've got to let the Frenzy empty the magazine size. If you're wondering what it is, let me throw it up on the screen now for you. And as you can see, it reads, for every 8 bullets in the magazine capacity, gain 3% rate of fire and 3% weapon damage for 5 seconds when reloading from empty. And that's kind of the key point there that you've got to keep an eye on. It is when reloading from empty. So what does that actually give us, and how do we work that out? Well, there is one way we can work it out really crudely with a calculator. So what I'll do is I'll pull up on the screen the calculator, and as you can see, we have 50 bullets in our magazine. So we're going to do 50 divided by 8. So that's going to give us a total of 6 is what we actually need to worry about. So we'll then take the 6 and then we'll times it by 3, because for every 8 bullets we get 3% rate of fire. We're going to get 18% extra rate of fire, and we're going to get 18% extra weapon damage. Not too bad, especially when the RPM is already pretty crazy. So this is going to be a spreadsheet video. I know you guys don't like it, but how does that then compare to other FAMASs? How does that compare to just running killer like I'm running now, which is probably one of the best damage talents on guns, especially if you're running solo? So, well, let's find out. So I'll put them up on the screen now for you. Alright, so I've done a few options here. You can see I've done a FAMAS with Perfect Frenzy, I've done a FAMAS with Optimist, I've done a FAMAS with Strained, and I've done a FAMAS with Killer. All the popular weapon damage talents. I have kept Streamline out of it because that will just win, and we don't know if that is going to come in the game as is, or if it's going to be any different. So I thought best just to leave that out for now. So as you can see though, it actually comes in pretty close, and obviously Killer has a very specific stipulation. So if you're in a group and you're not getting the kill, you are not getting the Killer bonus, which actually makes it quite a difficult talent to run in a group. Solo, you are loving life. But then as you can see here, the Killer version actually came out with headshots 3.3% more damage, and with body shots 4.5 pretty much percent damage, making the FAMAS plus Killer on top. But it does have that stipulation: if you are not getting the kills, you are not getting the damage. Therefore, when we look at the Perfect Frenzy FAMAS, with only that very small percent of a drop in damage, the 3.3% and the 4.4%, it's probably worth running that at all time. If you're going to spend money in upgrading a gun, that's probably going to be the FAMAS for you and the one that you want to update. Now, that's not saying that it's better than the Lexington. That's another that's another video, right? That's a best in slot AR video or something like that. But what I'm kind of saying here is that if you just want to store one FAMAS for all round kind of activity, group play and things like that, the Perfect Frenzy FAMAS is going to be the one that you're going to want to go for. There's quite a significant drop off in damage with Optimist and Strained. You know, we're looking around 10% or just over 10% on both of them, which is actually pretty crazy. So even if they end up nerfing Streamline, introducing Perfect Frenzy into the game on a FAMAS is 10% more damage all the time, not just relying on killer being procced from a kill, which again is really a damage increase because it's going to be up and running all of the time. And even in a group or even solo, there might actually be times when killer doesn't proc because it's a crit based talent. It needs a proc. So as you can see here on the screen, killing an enemy with a critical hit grants 70% critical hit damage for 10 seconds. But you've got to guarantee that you kill the enemy with critical hits. Yes, okay, we can cap out at 60%. That's nice. And with the season coming, we actually can make that 100%. But it doesn't necessarily give us 100% uptime. The Perfect Frenzy is up 100% of the time, all the time, which is probably quite easily going to make up for that 3 or 4% extra increase in damage by running killer. So if I'm going to run a FAMAS, I'm going to run this Perfect Frenzy one when I can get my hands on it, because I think as long as it doesn't change as of now, this is probably going to be really, really, really good. And obviously the burst is going to be pretty insane because it actually has an extra 200 almost RPM once you kind of empty the mag. So from the second mag onwards, your RPM is nearly 200 more. So that's pretty crazy. 1221 for a FAMAS. Yeah, pretty good. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's not been a very gameplay video. It's just been a mass video. But it's more just to let you know what you're in store for when you finally unlock the Huntsman, or however it is we have to get it in the Battle for Brooklyn Season 1 of Year 7. That's going to be it for the video. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Thank you for watching, agents, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.